Glen Campbell was a great guitarist, a gifted singer and entertainer, but he had one other great attribute: songwriter Jimmy Webb. In the late 1960s, Webb delivered Campbell a series of songs that became massive hits and redefined what a pop single could be. By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Wichita Lineman, Galveston and Where's the Playground, Susie? Each song was delivered in Campbell's no-frills style but with absolute emotional purity. Webb said that when he first wrote By the Time I Get to Phoenix, he was told by music industry luminaries it would never work. It needed a big chorus. The experts said, a simple song about a guy leaving his girl and imagining what she would be doing as he drove across country would never cut it. Campbell, who died on Tuesday at the age of 81, made a lie of that in anyone else's hands. Wichita Lineman might have been a mawkish mishmash. After all, the idea of a telephone lineman listening to, and falling in love with, a woman singing down the telephone line seemed somewhat fanciful. Not for Glen Campbell. In his hands it becomes an evocation of unrequited love and longing. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time, went the song, and in all its intricate detail it had middle America enthralled. Campbell saved the most provocative collaboration until 1969. Despite having once said he believed anyone who burned their draft card should be hung, he released the song Galveston. With the war in Vietnam at its peak, it was, according to author Webb, a clear evocation of that war and the horror that it delivered to the American working class. Galveston, on the coast of Texas, should have been the conservative central. Not in this song. It wasn't Masters of War by Bob Dylan, but the people who listened in Texas and elsewhere understood implicitly. His final great Webb collaboration didn't sell as well as the others, but Where's the Playground, Susie? Captured the fractured society that was America at the end of the 60s. A massive social sigh of an exhausted nation. Keep in mind that Campbell made these hits as the music world underwent a tectonic shift. Clean-cut characters with smooth voices were not part of pop's new radical reordering. Jimi Hendrix, the Stones and the Beatles were the dominant characters. And yet, even as this happened, Campbell was what the Doors called the soft parade, a kind of revolutionary in his own way, loved by middle America but respected by the new wave. Campbell had cut his teeth musically in Los Angeles in the early 60s, playing guitar with producer Phil Spector's wrecking crew of session musos. He was a gifted guitarist who contributed to many pop hits and later filled in for Beach Boy Brian Wilson on stage, but there was nothing in his early work to suggest him as a pop revolutionary. Certainly his clean-cut style and pure voice had none of the hallmarks that might have made him succeed in the shadow of the counterculture. In fact, Campbell's virtue, like Johnny Cash, was that he could walk both sides of the track. Loved by middle America and admired by other musical revolutionaries, he had the capacity to speak in a voice everyone understood. On his television show, The Glen Campbell Good Time Hour, he hosted many greats including the Beatles, on tape, Linda Ronstadt and Jerry Reed. The 1970s would bring Campbell untold riches and fame, along with cocaine addiction and alcoholism. He would have his own TV show and in time become a Las Vegas-styled entertainer singing songs like Rhinestone Cowboy. He would, in the years before being overwhelmed by Alzheimer's disease, make one last great record infused with his own looming mortality. In reality, his musical reputation though will always be based on the sublime work he did in the 1960s, and his near-mystical capacity to interpret the work of Webb. Today many in the music business will mourn his death, but Campbell's passing will be felt most keenly in middle America where he captured the bitter and the sweet of everyday life.